We're here today at Dog Lane Fishery, just having a chuck with the new pellet feeders that we've added to the range. A really enjoyable day, catching a lot of little F1s and carp, just chucking across to the island. This is really where the pellet feeder comes into its own. Lovely stamp fishing here as well, some really nice F1s up to like £2 and £3. A few commons that are sort of £5 and £6. Just chucking up there, it's keeping the bait nice and tight, a nice little neat pile for these fish to home in on. We'll get this one in, and I think what I'll do is talk you through the feeders and how they work with the rest of the method feeders and the open alloy feeders that we've got in the range. Just using the smallest one at the minute. There we go. Right, we'll get this unhooked and I'll show you the new feeders. Right, as I said, I'll talk you through the new pellet feeders that we've just launched. There's 4 in the range, 2 small and then 2 medium. Small comes in an 18 and a 28 gram, and then the medium comes in a 30 and a 40 gram. Just been using them on the small 18 grams today. They're perfect just for sort of popping in a few micro pellets, chucking across to islands and just fishing for sort of one fish at a time. It's been really good today. Never felt like if I fed any more bait that I'd catch any more fish. They're just coming to that plop of the feeder going in, and obviously your pellets are coming out, your nice short hook length, so everything's in a neat pile and the fish was nailing it. If the wind got up a little bit, then I'd quickly swap to the 28 gram just to allow me just to reach the island a little bit easier. Then the bigger ones, I'll probably use these on days when I want to feed a little bit more bait but I'm waiting a bit longer for fish. So probably a little bit bigger pile, probably fishing for bigger carp as well. And then the other great thing about these is how well they protect the bait. These bigger sizes, they're really good for deep water. So if you're chucking into probably like 6, 8 foot or even deeper, you can really pack the pellets in there or the ground bait, and you know that they're going to go down to the bottom. Just offers a little bit more protection than a method feeder or an open method. So just pack the pellets in there, chuck it in, and it's going to go straight down. Probably use the 40 gram, get it down nice and quickly. But there's a few key features as well about these pellet feeders that I'll just talk you through now. It just sets them apart and just makes them unique to Matrix. There's a couple of unique features with these feeders that I just want to talk through. The first one is actually where we've positioned the bead on this feeder. So quite often with this style of feeder you'd have the bead positioned on the outside of the feeder and it'd obviously stick out into your swim and quite close to your hook bait as well. The way that we've done it with the quick change system and the line coming out the front of the feeder, the bead is actually situated inside. So you imagine when that's filled with pellets and it's all packed in, that is actually going to be covered. So the only thing that's sticking out is your short hook length, obviously that you'll tuck back in, and that'll be close in and on your pile and really neat. So I just feel that offers, especially when you're fishing for probably shy biting fish and fish in winter that can be a little bit fussy, that's probably a big edge that's going to catch you more fish. And as I say, and the second thing that we've done as well is brought the line out the front of the feeder, which just keeps everything a lot neater. It works on the same quick change system as the open alloy feeders, the method feeders and the leads. So you can just pop one off there, you can get your lead, drop that on there, and that's especially useful, especially at the start of a session when you want to chuck a lead about, sort of get used to the contours of your peg, and then obviously fishery rules or match rules especially don't allow you to chuck a feeder in at the start. So by popping a lead on there you can cast about, find out where you're going to fish, clip up and then just pop your pellet feeder back on when you're done. All this system's interchangeable, so you can put an open alloy feeder on, you can put the method feeder on, you can put obviously the straight lead. So there's 4 feeders there in the range that you can switch between. So if the fish are feeding really well and you're going to put a method feeder on just to feed a little bit more bait and sort of bring sort of more bites and more fish into your peg, you can do that. But yeah, they're the key sort of 2 features that just sort of set these feeders apart, and we feel just make them the best on the market.